What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the R.A.G, the Reviving a Generation podcast. It's your boy, Joshua St. Clair Minor. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the R.A.G, Reviving the Generation podcast. It's your boy, Joshua St. Clair Minor. How we doing today? We doing good. I want to introduce a very, very, very special person in my life. Yeah. My fiance, Charity. That was the lamest intro I've ever seen in my entire life.
The guns.
The guns was terrible, bro. It was terrible. So, Charity, so this is something that she does, y'all. I introduce her as Charity, but then she turns around and she introduces herself as Ricky.
I do not.
Yeah, she does that. And then if I introduce her as Ricky, then she turns around and introduces herself as Charity. So what do you want?
No.
People?
Okay. So at my school, Highlands College, everybody calls me Ricky. So obviously, like before we were dating, he used to call me Ricky.
I did.
So he used to introduce me to people as Ricky. Then once we got serious, he started calling me Charity.
Yeah.
Then decided he wanted to start introducing me as Charity.
That is also true.
So it was never me. I just would correct and say my name. I would just correct and say my name is Charity. Because my real name is Charity.
It is Charity. But everybody call you Ricky.
Everybody call me Ricky.
Yeah, Charity Ricky is probably one of the funniest people I know. She is like crazy. She cute. She funny. Y'all remember when we was like 12 and we used to do that, the two be honest things? Well, when I was 12. Like, you cool, you cute,
oh, yeah.
you funny.
To be
I
honest.
rate you like a 8. I'm just playing you a
out
10.
of 8.
An 8 out of 8. You know what? You know what y'all be doing? No. All right, so we got some questions to kind of intro this thing. Let me shuffle and close my eyes real quick. Okay. Where have you had the best cup of coffee?
I like tea.
That is not what we asked.
I mean,
we asked her that. You asking me like tea.
okay, the best cup of coffee, the bistro.
Okay. So that's one of our school coffees.
No. Kala. It's
Kala.
called Kala. Kala Cafe in Birmingham, Alabama has the best coffee on the planet Earth. They have like this mint, I think it's called the Grinch. I could be wrong, but they have this mint coffee and it's so good. I don't know what they put in it, and I just got it because I like the name. But it's really good.
She got it because she liked the name.
It's really good.
I don't really like coffee like that. But it all tastes the same. Actually, it was this one place in Birmingham. I had the best. It was like a coffee thing, but I like my coffee really sweet. I'm the type to put like 38 creamers in there because I don't want it to taste like coffee. I hate the taste of coffee. But it was some type of cafe. I think it was like 59 East Cafe or something. You know that place over there by the movies? No? Okay. Well, that doesn't count for me.
Okay, but the best tea is blueberry tea.
Nobody asked.
Blueberry tea with almond milk fog and lavender and white mocha.
What I get a white chocolate mocha with about 2 pumps of caramel, about 2 pumps of vanilla, about 2 pumps of chocolate, about 1 pump. 1 pump of white chocolate. It'd be pretty good too. I can't lie. That thing be busting. All right. Next one. What was your favorite of our dates?
Our very first date our very first official date at Zaxby's.
Exactly. Why are you speaking so close to the mic?
Because I feel like if
she eating the mic.
my lips ain't on it.
Yeah.
I feel like the further away, the harder it is to hear.
You got protect.
At Zaxby's.
You still just talk. Oh my God.
At Zaxby's.
That was our first date.
That was like our first official date.
I thought our first date we went to Culver's, and then we went to the movies.
Yes, we did. But our first.
Oh, we didn't stay at Culver's, so we went to Zaxby's.
Mhm.
I remember that. Okay. My favorite date was our Valentine's Day. It would have been good if we had went to Surrey.
Oh yeah.
That joint was
Surfing
terrible.
280.
Surrey, whatever it's
Surfing
called.
280.
No, it's Surrey. It's called Surrey.
That's the place that you said. Who took you there?
We ain't got the names. But it was good when he took me. I like the crunchy rolls.
I thought it was called Surfing 280
It was
because
called
it's a sushi
Surrey.
place.
S-U-R-I. We're not about to sit here arguing about what this thing is called. All right. My favorite date was Valentine's Day, though. I like looking at the views. We looked at the views.
Oh yeah. By the church.
Surrey was terrible. I have a terrible memory. Not that our dates weren't memorable, but like I feel like we went on so many of them.
Unofficially. Like we
went
never
on a
really
lot
say
unofficially.
like, oh, like this is a date.
Yeah, but
I think those are the only two where we were like, we're going on a date.
yeah. So Valentine's Day was my favorite. Next question.
Okay.
What quote do you try to live by?
What quote do I try to live by?
Mm-hmm.
You go first.
The quote I try to live by is decisions are made in the brain, commitments are made in the heart.
What that
Or set your heart ablaze. That's on anime for all my anime people. But that
what
means
show? Plug the anime.
Demon Slayer is really good. But yeah, that's my favorite quote because a lot of people make decisions, and I'm the type I make a lot of decisions. And I think I make good decisions, but when I do something, it's hard for me to stay committed to something. Like I start a podcast or I start a YouTube channel, and then I'll be like, yeah, you know, it was fun. Or I'll start recording music, and I'll make the decision to, but not the commitment to. But I have noticed that things that I allow in my heart or things that I really have a love for, I stay committed to and I do it. Like this podcast or recording music. So that's my favorite quote. That's the quote I live by.
That's good. Oh, I have one. It is, God is not on the side of the box, in front of the box, or behind it. He's in the box with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. He's in the box.
With you. Yeah. Which means that everything you're going through, God is right there with you. Like he's
he's
not on the outside. Like he's not on the outside looking in. That's something my dad used to say. So when I got into faith coming into Highlands, that was like something I was like, he's right there with me.
That's good. That's a really good quote. He's right there with me. What is our favorite song to slow dance to?
I don't know the name of it. Ain't no one like the one I got.
I literally just told her the name.
To make her happy to take. I already sang that part.
It's called Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got by Four Tops.
Can be.
Y'all, I got my mama sitting over here. She's sitting over here listening and watching. We ain't gonna put the camera on or nothing, but she over here making funny faces. So if I look to the side, just know I'm looking at her making funny faces at me. That's our favorite song to slow dance to. It's see, we know it. Yeah, that's my favorite song. So how do we meet? We met at school. We went to the same campus, but
we met through mutual friends.
Reese.
No, I think we met through Reese. Like her first encounter with me was Reese came to the lunch table with me and Jada and called us ghetto. And I think that was the first time. Well, he likes to say we first met. What was it? Orientation day?
We did meet at orientation.
I do not recall any of this.
We met at orientation. I remember it was her mom, her sister, her grandma, and her. And I thought her sister was coming because I thought she was like 12. I was just playing. I didn't think she was coming. She just didn't look like she had blue braids
Blue, purple,
and
pink.
pink, blue, purple, and pink braids. They was long as crap. She had on
Damn.
some You had on glasses. Were you
I
wearing
think so.
glasses?
Glasses, a hat,
A hat. She
some
just had a lot.
sweatpants.
She had a lot going on. So I was like, surely she not the one. So I was like, I walked up to her mom, grandma. I was like, hey, how you guys doing? I'm an RA at this time. And so I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? It's so nice to meet y'all. I'm Joshua. And I was like, so who's coming? Because I didn't want to be like her sister is coming or assume her sister was coming. And then she was like, actually, I'm coming. And then I'll be like, looking crazy. But they were so nice. And when they told me they were from Indiana, I remember telling them like, my dad is from Indiana. But she don't remember none of that. That's how I know she wasn't paying no attention that day. But that was our first encounter. When I remember, so I remember how we fell in love. We were at a child orphanage on Serve Day. Yeah, it was we. It was we, right?
Yeah, but you said how we fell in love.
Oh, how I fell in love. My bad. We were at a child orphanage serving, and I had a favorite kid there, but my boy, he didn't have no shoes. And Charity wore her favorite shoes that day. Now, why she wore her favorite shoes, I ain't got a clue because it don't make sense. It don't make sense because we were playing basketball, we were playing football. I just smacked the mess out of that tree. We were playing basketball, we were playing football. Like we were doing all of these like outside
but these
activities.
are activities that were optional. Like I didn't have to.
That is true.
These are all optional activities. And plus, my outfit was dope. So, I had to wear the shoes.
You didn't have to.
I had to. The outfit was nice. And plus, like...
Oh, wait.
We was,
Oh, it's still recorded, babe.
Oh. Dude.
Okay, keep going.
But yeah. So, my fit was fitted. So, I had to wear the shoes. The shoes the fit was nice.
It was nice. She was looking good.
Yeah, thank you.
It looking good. But so it was my favorite kid. He didn't have no shoes, and she was like, "Oh, what size is he wearing?" Come to find out, they were the same size, and I'm like, "Ain't no way she about to get this boy her shoes." And she takes the shoes off her feet, so she went home shoeless. She went home barefoot in her socks. I remember because I think I took you home that day.
No, we rode back.
With Lamine?
Yeah, we rode back in a group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she didn't have no shoes on. And
y'all, I sat in the car for the rest.
No, she didn't, bro.
Yes, I did afterwards. After I gave him my shoes because I didn't want to stand outside with just my socks on.
Really?
So we were leaving soon anyway. So, like, I waited in the car for the rest of the day.
But it was that moment where I knew I think it was the first point where I guess I was falling in love. And I was like, man. And it was just something, it was a peace, it was a calm, it was an anchoring. It was just like the world slowed down. And it was like, oh. Like that feeling is real, bro. That really happens. The world slowed down and I was just like, wow, she's beautiful. And that was kind of the first time, I guess my eyes kind of opened and I kind of just noticed her a little bit. And I was like, man, she's cool. And so we'll keep going. The first time I knew I loved her, it was actually Christmas. And she was pissing me off. She was making me so mad. It was Christmas and we were going to a service and she was so late. Like we still got to the church on time.
And we got great seats, y'all. Great.
They were all right seats.
No, they were great.
For them.
They were near the front, actually behind the pastor. They were great.
It wasn't.
We were like a couple rows behind the pastor. They were great seats. Great seats, guys. Bruh. Obviously, if we weren't tardy, we wouldn't have got a good seat.
Anyway, she was late. And we were so late. But this wasn't the first time she was late. Like, she was continuously late. All the time. She would just be taking her time, putting on her clothes. And I'm ready. And I'll be sitting there. And I was like, I know I told this girl to be ready at 5:30, and here she is. It's 6 o'clock. So we driving, and I'm upset. I'm upset, and we sitting there, and I don't even remember if we had a conversation or the conversation that we had. All I remember is we talked,
We were
and
in service.
we were in the service, and I think I apologized for getting upset, and it's kind of like slipped, and I said I love you, and she was like, "What?" She was so shocked. I don't know why she was so shocked, but kind of out of my anger came that, and that had never happened to me before, and so I was like, okay, I actually really do love this girl, so. Whatever.
Do I have to say mine too? Do
I
have to say
guess,
mine?
yeah.
Okay, I go.
Go.
Okay. Whatever.
Go,
Okay.
man.
The first day that I knew I was falling in love. You said falling in love?
I mean, it could be
Okay.
whatever.
I don't think he'll remember this. Well, you'll remember this day, but it was not a day where you would think, "Oh my gosh, I'm so like falling for him." Is when me, you, Sia, Zay, and Jarius went to
Really?
this thrift store. And
Really?
we went to this place called Hot Wings or Hot Spot or something
High
like
spot,
that.
but that joke's so good.
But it
What?
wasn't while we were there. It was on the drive back, and they were just being so goofy. I still have the videos. They were
Really?
being so goofy, and they were singing these like gospel songs, going in. And he had so I was recording, and he came in the car, and he was like yelling in the phone like this. And he got so close, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm falling for this little weirdo.
Wow.
So yeah.
See how the stories are just drastically different.
Drastically different. But it was one of
That's so
like
funny.
the happiest days of my life. Like just being with y'all was like so fun. But like it was just so cool. And he got so close. Y'all got probably, if it was anybody else, they would have been like, get out of my face. But like he got so close to the phone, and I backed up, and I was like, I'm falling for this little boy.
Really?
And so,
Well,
yeah.
your boy got it like that, man. I just got it like that, man. oh, hold on.
The day I fell in love with you was New Year's when we went to the church.
Oh, we went to a New Year's Eve
We
party.
went to a New
That
Year's
joint
Eve
was
party.
turnt.
And he was playing on the keys. I forgot what song you were playing.
Me?
You were playing on the keys. His hands were so greasy. I remember every time you would play. So my roommate,
The
her
hands were
name is Mia. He would play every time he would come over and play the keys. She would know who it was because his fingers was always greasy. But he was playing on the keys, and I didn't physically say like I love you, but like you were playing on the keys, and he was just singing. And I've always told him how much I love his voice, and he was singing.
Y'all would have hit me sing.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I love him.
I'll sing a song for y'all. Real
No.
quick. Sunny days. I thought this was my
Do it.
No. do it. Nah, it ain't no do it.
It is.
It's
Okay,
a
whatever.
solo it.
But that's the day that I knew I loved you. Was that New
Yeah.
Year's? You just look so handsome. You're just singing. He loved Jesus. He still loves Jesus. But like every time, like we would do something, like the first day, he had took me to a church, and he was supposed to go with the boys, but we
And
ended
they
up going.
declined.
But like
They
every time,
declined
he
on
would
me.
always want to go to the church, and I was like, man, I need this. I need this
Oh.
in my life. And we went to the church for New Year's. It was so cool.
Oh.
But yeah, and that's the day I was like, man, I love him.
And since those days, it has not been an easy journey.
No.
By far. And a lot of people, at first, I'm like, I need a lot of signs. Like, God got to show me a lot of signs. And he has done that for us over the course of our relationship.
Yeah.
But, like, it was so bad and so hard that I thought, I was like, Lord, are you with us? Like, are you telling me not to do this?
Yeah.
But every time I would question
Every
myself
time.
or I would question us, someone would come just randomly and would be like, and just affirm like, hey, you and her are really good together. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And we've been arguing for 3 days straight, but
Okay.
y'all are y'all are really good together. Like, it's something there. Like, or the craziest one, we were thinking about breaking up.
We were.
It was so wild. We were thinking about breaking up. We was going through a lot, and Lisa Harper came to one of our Highlands College chapels. And so after the whole time she's preaching, and you can tell it from your perspective too. The whole time she's preaching, I noticed her. She just keep looking at Charity, like, and her and Charity's stories are kind of similar. And I was just like, okay. And so then she started. So at the end of the service, she started prophesying over people, and I think she told us. She said, if you're going through something, if you're going, I can't remember exactly, but she said she told everybody to stand up, and those who
eyes
were having
closed, y'all. Both of our eyes were like closed.
Yeah, and she said if some sit down, and so me and her both sat down, and she started prophesying and praying for people, and she came to Charity, and I don't know exactly what she said to her, but then she came to me and she's like, "How do you know this girl?" And I said, "She's my girlfriend." She said, that makes so much. But God people, they're like, they just when they know something that you don't know, and then they ask you a question and you answer, they be like, that makes sense. You just look crazy. You just like, oh, what makes sense? And she was like, I felt, and so she started asking me these questions, and I think she asked how long we've been together, and she said she reminds you of your mom, doesn't she? And I was like, yes, and that's when I started crying, and I was like, okay, what is this lady like? And then she said, I just noticed this family connection between the two of you, and that was just she was blowing my mind, bruh. She's like, I just felt this family connection between the two of you, and a lot of people would say that we looked alike, and they would be like, man, y'all look alike. Like, everybody would think we were brother and sister. She's like, I just felt this family connection between you two, and I just thought it was like another one of those, that's because we look alike.
Yeah.
And she said, not because you look alike. She's like, I have a not because you're both black, and I think y'all look alike. And I was like, oh snap, like this is for real. And she said, but I think you guys are supposed to do ministry together. And I was just like, okay. And she said, y'all either need to get married or break up. And that's God and his sovereignty saying, like, this is who I have for you.
Yeah.
And or like, you can make I don't think there's a one person out of the 8 billion people that you got to marry, like the one person. But I think this was God saying, like, y'all are good for each other. My hand is definitely on it. But like, also he gives us a choice, and it's not the end of the world if we don't choose right the first time.
Yeah.
So like, and we chose to get married. You can hold up a little. Oh, hey, now some soul in that thing.
Hallelujah.
Never mind. You know what?
Y'all, that's how I pray too.
She do pray like that. Hey, Jesus. It'd be so funny, but yeah, and so many moments like that just confirm that we needed to be together. I remember we were going through something rough with me, her, and a couple of my friends, and the Lord spoke to me, and he was like, if you stand and if you stay planted, I'll bless it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, Lord. And it's still been hard, like, and I don't think that the absence of, like, and it's been amazing. It hasn't been like not blissful.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like, oh, I'm miserable, I hate my life. Like, it's been amazing. But I don't think the absence of, like, no problems means that God is against us.
Yeah.
Like, and he's shown us that time after time, even though we have trial after trial after trial after trial, he's shown us, I'm with you. And so that's just like, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And now we about to get married. Still not easy. Like, we're figuring out life, we're figuring out next steps, planning. Like, a lot is happening. So, yeah.
Crazy.
What did she? Did she tell you anything that day?
Not anything I can disclose, but
Not nothing she can just.
not anything I can disclose. But I kind of felt the same way too, y'all. Cause like I'm looking at her because she's speaking, but the whole time I was like, why does lady keep looking at me like she knows me?
Yeah, she was like,
But one thing I will say is that when I came back inside, someone just told me to go back inside to speak to her. But she was also looking for me too, which is crazy. So after
That's
she
wild.
did all that, everybody left because obviously it was time to go to lunch because this was after chapel. I was walking out.
It's not obviously people don't not a lot of people go to HC.
Oh yeah. So after chapel is lunch, basically. After chapel is lunch.
Go.
Anyway, God was just telling me to walk back in the auditorium. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay, great. Anyway, so I was walking back in the auditorium, and I waited for a minute because she was talking to someone else, and she stopped her conversation. Well, she didn't stop it, but she kind of like was like, "Okay, well, bye, love you." Whatever, they did the prayer and all things, and she walked up to me. She was like, "I was looking for you," and I was like, "Okay, all right, cool." And so she talked to me again about like what she was telling me while she was prophesying over us. And she was like, she told me that I reminded her that I reminded her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then she prayed for me, and then she grabbed my hand, she looked me in my eyes. Well, she lifted my head up and she looked me in my eyes, and she was like, "I'll see you again. Like we're gonna meet again."
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We waiting on the day.
Waiting on the day.
Possible day is coming. Maybe.
I don't know when.
We ain't gonna tell them though what we've been thinking of. The possible day is coming.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. We'll keep y'all updated. But
amazing woman.
She is an amazing woman of God. She felt like my grandma in that moment. I was crying so bad. Oh
hugs
yeah.
are crazy.
She gives
hugs
good
are out of this world. Hugs are out of this world. Okay.
So, what's the biggest thing we've learned being together?
Biggest thing we've learned separately?
I guess.
Biggest thing I've learned?
The biggest thing, I'll go first.
Oh.
The biggest thing that I've learned being together is honestly how to love someone unconditionally. Yeah. That's that's been the biggest thing. I think a lot of my past relationships were conditional, and it was a transaction, and it wasn't a covenant. It was if it was kind of like a thesis statement, if then, you know. But I remember when we got it. I think Christmas was low key our first argument. It was building up, but Christmas was our first argument, and you were making me mad, and that's when like I moved from transaction to covenant, and I was like, in all of my previous like I had been in relationships before, but like they wouldn't last maybe 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And it was kind of getting around that time, you know, like where you kind of getting out of the cupcake phase. It's no longer like, oh, you give me butterflies, like,
you give me butterflies,
like, and she still give me butterflies every now and then. I was wearing, but like it wasn't like you on high texting 24/7, talking like can't sleep at night because you're thinking about this person.
Ooh.
Like we was out of that phase, and I had to move from transaction to covenant, and it's still like now I do better. And I remember like I would be mad at how she would dress sometimes. Like I would she would, and in respect to her, like now she could come out dressed however she want, and I won't say anything. And I've honestly learned to love her from a place where I love her however she dressed, however she looking. But at first, like I correlated so much love with looks. I correlated feelings with how she was acting or how she felt that day, but I wasn't truly loving her for her at first. And in somewhere along the line, like I guess we had lost our friendship because I was doing that. And it was a process, and I'm still like continuously learning. she tells me all the time she want to cut her hair off and get like a little fade or something. I'm still not, all on board for that. And she knows how I feel about it. But like every time I'm like, if that's what you want to do, like just let me prepare my mind so I can love you. Just let me prepare my mind because I'm still learning. Like I'm not perfect. I'm still learning how to love her correctly. But
Yeah.
I remember we had that breakthrough, and God was just ripping me, man. And He was like, "You're not loving her for who she is." And I was like, "What?" And so I asked, and she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. But I wasn't loving her for her, like how she dressed, how she wanted to do her hair, how she wanted to come out of the dorms looking when she going to an 8 a.m. class. Like like I wasn't loving her for her, and it hit me. And he's just like, you wouldn't want to be loved like that. And he just took me through kind of all of the basically just a terrible person that I am, and I think one of the best things about you is that you love through anything. And he kind of just took me through all of the dirt I would throw on you, or just all the things I was putting you through, how stubborn I am, how difficult I am. And it was like, love her like I love her. And when I surrendered, when I ripped up my list, because my type wasn't chocolate. My type was light skin, curly hair, like red bone, whatever you want to call it. But then God sends her my way, and she is very, very beautiful. I'm talking about beautiful. But look at her, she blessed. I made her bless. but it wasn't what I exactly pictured. And as soon as I ripped up kind of my own perceptions of what when I kind of ripped up my own perceptions of love and of what I thought I wanted, or what I thought would make a good relationship, or what I thought was good for me, then I was able to begin to love her like God loves her. And from that, I'm able, and then I have an extensive past, but like it's allowed me to love other people better.
Yeah.
Like it allows me to pastor people better. It allows me to lead people better from a place of like, and obviously like we both have so much more room to grow. Like we're gonna be growing till we die. But like being with her has allowed me to learn how to walk with people and grow with people. As me and her have grown together, and we have to learn what we like. How does she receive love? How do I receive love? What does she like when I say this? How do I like when she says this? I remember she wouldn't think she was getting smart with me or raising her voice, but
Lord.
she was raising her voice at me. And that's one thing. Like, don't raise your voice. And she knows now, like, after I expressed it, and I would tell her, and I would be like, babe, don't raise your voice at me. And she didn't think she was doing it because of how she grew up. She's just being loud. And my mom yelled at me, like, trust me, she yelled at me. But mama, if you're listening, you yelled at me. But
did she say okay? She on the phone with somebody. She said okay perfectly. You said, "Mama, if you yell at me, Mama, you yell at me." She said, "Okay."
But like she would say it, and then and girls are just sassy anyway. But she would yell at me, get sassy, and I'm like, babe, don't do that. And she's like, I'm not doing it. And I was like, yes, you are. And she walked it back, and she kind of learned like, I can't speak to Joshua this way. And now she's learned how to get the most out of me, like in an argument or in some, like, she don't yell at me, she don't be sassy. She just, I don't know how she did it. She just learned, and she just said it in the most gentle tone. And she know, like, if she don't raise her voice at me, I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get mad. And so then we just have we have a productive conversation and not a healthy argument.
Healthy argument. Healthy conflict.
But and I learned not to be so blunt. I'm still actually learning that. But I remember, like, I would need to send text to people, and I would be like, I would send it to her. I would be like, babe, does this sound good? Does this sound too bad? Does this sound too blunt? And she's like, she's kind of that mirror. And it's so crazy how God works. Like, we're so alike in a lot of places, but we're also very different. And God has allowed, it's like being in a relationship is like being in a mirror. And you're looking and you see all your insecurities, all your imperfections. And God allows the person that you're equally yoked with, that he is called and allowed you to be with, to kind of work hand in hand with him and bringing us into the light, into health, into security, like into learning how to talk to her better. And then it's increased my relationship with God as well. Like, as a leader of our future household, like, I have to be connected with God. Like,
Submit.
whatever. I have to be connected with God. Like, I can't be walking around here just godless. I know my life. I can't say y'all life. My life would be a disaster without God. Oh my Lord, it would be terrible.
Unbelievable. Tragic.
It would just be bad though. And so, like, and we would ask, we haven't done this as much lately, but we would ask each other, what is God showing you? What, and we would pray together. We still pray together, but like, what is God showing you? And we're just getting revelations off each other. And so it's amazing. It's amazing. What about you?
It is.
What's the biggest thing you've learned?
Okay. I'll say, this is gonna sound so weird, but how to be emotionally available, or communication.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm terrible. I don't know if how to be emotionally available, because I can always be emotionally available for him, but I had a hard time expressing my own emotions or communicating that. And so when we first got together, like, it would take me maybe like a month or two to like talk about, to talk about like what was something that he did that bothered me. But
2
then
months later,
like, it's just not how I grew up. Like, talking about your emotions was just like not a thing. Like, we just kind of went through things, was like, okay, whatever. So when he opened the door, it just took me a very long time to process. One, because I never wanted to offend him. Two, I didn't know what his reaction would be, or like what would. I also don't like conflict, so I just was like, I would play it through my mind. Like, I would have to play it through my mind so many times before I decided, okay, now I can tell him. And then in the end, it would never play out how like it played in my mind. But yeah, but now I'm really good at, like, I would like to say,
she is
communicating.
She's a lot. She don't tell me that I stepped on her toe walking down the stairs 2 months later no more. So
so I think now, like, even with like, what is it? Oh yeah, with him being blunt, like, he'll be like, "Can I speak freely?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, like, with limits," or like a filter. Cause sometimes he be saying stuff, and I just be like,
I'll be like, permission. I'd be like, permission to speak freely. And she said, freely with a filter. And I'm like, what is that? That's not free.
It is free.
Freely with the filter. But yeah,
live in freedom with Jesus. Living in freedom with Jesus is you living free, but you still gotta abide by his rules. That's still free.
It makes absolutely
it do.
no sense.
Yes, it do. You free.
What?
With Jesus.
I don't know. I'm probably just sleepy, so I didn't understand nothing she just said. All I heard was. That's all I heard.
Whatever.
Well, this concludes. You want to say it, or you want me to? I'll say it.
No, wait. Okay, I'll say it.
You gotta say.
This concludes reviving a gender. Wait.
Never mind. Never mind. She can't do it.
R.A.G. R.A.G. It's.
All right, man. Listen, this was just an introduction to me and Charity. Y'all will be seeing her a lot more when we get married. We get married in May. When she moves in. Huh? Oh, you whispering in the mic.
I do move in May.
Yeah.
Dang.
Y'all will be seeing her a lot more. She moves in May. But Merry Christmas. Y'all might be wondering why. Because it's Christmas and this is when we filming this. So, you know.
Christmas and a Happy New
Let
Year.
it
Happy
snow.
New. But no, that's not the song. Happy New Year.
I don't know that song.
Take it in a lot of the time. Have a very Merry Christmas and a happy.
Do y'all know that song? I don't know that song. What is a
Really?
really good?
It's
Oh, my
another
boy Zay been singing this
Christmas
song. He said,
holiday.
babe, Jesus. Look, my boy Zay said, he said this little boy was singing at his church. He said, Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. Happy birthday, Jesus. We love you. Thank you for what you did for us. Not you with the one eye open. She the type to say grace. We all holding hands. She trying to get to the food. She like, what them yams at? What them yams? What them yams?
I close my eyes. You know what I don't close my eyes?
What them yams?
It's salvation prayers. My eyes be wide open.
I mean, I don't close my eyes anymore either.
I just be wanting to know, like, who's giving their life to Jesus.
Listen, if you want to give your life to Jesus right now, Charity can't see you. So just lift a hand. You can do it in your room. You don't have to be in the church.
Put it in the comments.
It's not only a prayer. I actually want to address this. We're going to have an episode. She laughing so hard. We're going to have an episode
Okay.
about mega church. She's laughing so hard she's crying. Oh my God. We're going to have an episode about mega churches, money in church, and kind of like mega church just patterns and stuff like that. Like the prayer. I want to say this on the pod. Giving your life to Jesus is more than just a prayer. It's a heart posture. Like, you can give your life to Jesus anywhere. So
It
you can give your
doesn't
life
just
to Jesus
stop
in
at
there.
the prayer. I feel like a lot of people think that it stops at the prayer.
Like, when a pastor in my church said this, he said a relationship with Jesus is supposed to produce something. 1 John tells us, I don't know if it's 1 John, but the Bible tells us that you know the child of God by their fruit. And if the Spirit of God lives in him, light cannot dwell with darkness. And so it's a continuous, we were supposed to end this and we just kept going. It's so funny. But it's a continuous transformation. It's a continuous work that God does in us when we give our life to him. And so it's not just I say a prayer, oh, I'm saved. Yeah. But that'll be another good topic. Like, if I fall back into sin, am I saved?
Yeah.
If I backslide, am I saved? Can I be saved and still sin? Can I we gonna
have to change before I'm saved.
Right. That's like a lot of good questions. So we gonna answer those. But for today, the next pod we gonna choose. I got a song. Not choose. The next podcast we gonna record. See, this is what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. Anyway,
good.
The next pod is gonna be Love is Patient. I got a song coming out called Love is Patient. That's what the pod is gonna be dedicated to. We're gonna talk a little bit about the lyrics, all that good stuff, how it was written, and how is Love Patient. She gonna be on that one with me.
Who produced it?
Awkward silence. I need to get some cricket sounds for you, cause Jesus.
Okay. Do you want me to close it out?
All right, let me tell you what to say. Okay. You gotta say, since it's our first time, I'm gonna let her close it out. All right, you gotta say, you have been listening to. The R.A.G.
This sounds like the end of a Mary Mary song.
What? Never mind. You know what? Privilege is revoked. You have been listening to the R.A.G. Reviving Generation podcast. It's your boy, Joshua St. Clair Minor, and soon to be Charity Minor. Hey, we have loved doing this. Y'all have an amazing whatever you're doing. Peace.
Peace.
So creepy.